All right, guys, we got some Dom Trooper on Flak Fort. Let's run right into it. So, Dom Trooper gets a lot of value out of using its armor gun. That's really what you want to be playing for. I'm going to be talking a lot about uptime in this game and learning how to be maximizing a character like this that gets a lot of value out of helping other characters and having consistent effect. So, Dom Trooper's damage is not the highest in the game. It's effective, but not as high as it could be. So a lot of like what I've said is what you're getting value out of is the other abilities. So right here, you're going to see a pretty solid advantage usage of it. Sorry, I do it a little bit, well, not really late. And honestly, as long as the character you're targeting on starts taking damage when you use the armor gun, then that's the ideal timing. When this Barbatos player here is in the air, it's not actually taking any damage yet. So right there, then you see the damage pop onto its effective. That stops my Barbatos from having to disengage after this fight and re-engage because now it is still full HP. So I got a lot of value out of it and my Barbatos got a lot of value out of it. So that's effective gameplay. I did, however, get a little bit aggressive, position poorly. And I'm going to do it again here just because I'm not used to the character. And honestly, I've been playing a lot of GM and stuff like that. So I do end up feeding here a little bit. You will lose to GM snipers. Don't try and just don't try and 1v1 them from even mid-range like this, especially on a character like Dom Trooper that has a massive hitbox. Here also, you're going to see a little bit of my inexperience with the character. I basically kind of forgot a lot of my right click a lot. I do in this engagement here, I'll show you the whole engagement first. I do play it well, except for not finishing it off with my right click, but walk around the corner, see Amara, say hit him once, dodge his hook, hit him again. But if I'd either reloaded earlier, which I'd forgotten to, or right-clicked him, then I would have killed it. But like I said, that's just me not having a lot of time with this character. Here you're going to see a solid gameplay up into getting a little bit too aggressive into this. For some reason, my armor pack does not go into the right player. And then I ended up getting too aggressive, especially when I'm reloading, and I end up dying. So showing that again. I see them grouped up. They're not standing in a good position. This is the time to push these sort of things. And I am tanky enough that I can push the aggression. I just don't want to like face tank a lot of damage, which is, you don't ever really want to do that, but certain characters can. But here you're going to see me using a corner, using a second corner, trying to armor pack my my Barbatos player, but it not working, and end up dying. However, I do die behind the corner, and that changes this from a total feed to only a partial feed, which allows me to push, get the Marsa kill, and then set up in a really, really good position where I get a lot of value out of until I accidentally fall off of it. So in a situation like this, on Dom Trooper, high grounds are excellent because it allows you to hit your rockets easier, just because of the way the splash damage works. But you want to be making sure that you have your abilities up as much as possible. I end up holding on to my rockets or my mines here, not using them. Right about now, I should be tossing my rockets or my mines down there just to get a little bit extra angle control on this right side. But I forget about them, and instead I'm just putting my damage into the side here. It's effective. I'm providing an extra angle of pressure that the enemy doesn't have the ability to deal with, but when I'm going to throw my mines off, I end up taking too much damage and feeding a little bit. Walk back on the point, pocket the teammate that's really low, and it would, in a lot of situations, be better to go get the health pack on the left here, but judging by how low the point is, and how just that extra little bit of pressure can help push this over the line, and how low the and how unlikely it is for me to take damage in that position I was in, I choose not to use it, and we get effective value out of that. So skipping on to our defense. Defense is really where Dom Trooper is going to shine even more for its other abilities, because you get to do things like this. I walk up and I place my mines on the door. It's just to give you a little bit of extra damage. As you can see, they start recharging, so it's not like this damages me in any way. Instead, it really just makes it so I have just extra damage, extra ultimate charge setting to be prepared if enemies walk into them. So it's very good to do that. I'm jumping in the air here and firing, which is actually really, really bad on Dom Trooper because it's just horribly inaccurate. Unfortunately, it's really inaccurate. I don't like it. I wish they would adjust that just for more flexibility on Dom Trooper, because jumping on a character that has a projectile like this that explodes is really useful. So a character like Farah in Overwatch is very very powerful in a lot of ways because the rockets are coming from above, and they have the ground to hit if they miss the enemy. So in this situation, I ended up chasing back an Ashimar that feeds. I dodge Barbatos. I'm hovering there in case he tries to come into me. I can probably still hit him. And I see an Ashimar coming behind, and I go to kill him. Pop my healing onto my teammate just to secure the kill, make sure he doesn't get killed for some strange reason, and then push up and kill the Zaku. I do get really unlucky here, just with the range of it. I get unlucky in a couple different ways, and I'll show you here. I noticed a lot of times in the beta I was having a hard time dashing sometimes, and I wasn't sure what it was, and I wasn't sure if I just didn't understand the cooldown well enough yet. But as we see here, I get unlucky because I get caught by the range of the slam, which is just tragic because we totally would have killed this Barbatos otherwise. But I'm going to slow it down really slow to show you what it looks like. I jump and hover here, which isn't the best move. It's okay against the Barbatos. It makes it really hard for you to hit, but you're not getting your charge on your dash ability. But I'm landed on the ground. I should be charging my dash back. And yet, as you can see in the bottom corner, something's damaging me. And unless I'm completely crazy, which I don't think I am, there's something about the way... I don't believe if you get hit, you can't dash. I think what's happening is he is hitting me, and it's hitting me on a slope, which is knocking me in the air momentarily. So I'm getting these periods of inability to dash. I could be wrong. It could just be the way that it's designed. But I know for a fact I was spamming dash right here and slightly before that, and I was unable to dash just because of the way that worked. So really unlucky there to get that. The enemy does have a disconnect here, but especially in a situation where the game is not well fleshed out yet, or the player base isn't in the game, you have to be careful. Any game is losable. I personally have won a couple 5v6s, so in that circumstance, I could have packed my Barbatos earlier. As I talked about uptime, you should always be looking for a target to hit with your armor pack, not just to use it, but an effective target. There's lots of situations where I choose not to pack somebody, but that's because they're not going to get a lot of value out of it. Yeah, they're going to get some value out of it, but not enough where it's something that I should give up my opportunity to help a Barbatos. These mines could definitely be better. Could be setting up those better on an off angle or just in the corner of the chokes or something. I picked up a trick here. It seems a little bit weird because jumping in most games is really bad for shooters, especially in a game like Gundam Evolution where you don't get your charge for your dash in the air. Because you lose your directional control. But against the Barbatos, jumping puts you you jump really high in this game, and so it has this effect of making a Barbatos miss you a lot. He was going to miss me, but he still probably would have damaged me and potentially stunned me a little bit. But jumping actually is quite effective against Barbatos. It's like the one character that I would suggest actually jumping against, as long as you can do it like at the proper timing. Should pack my XP here. I could have saved him there. Just not quite used to it yet. Like I said, this isn't definitely not optimized Dom Trooper gameplay. I'm forgetting a lot of things just because I only had a few games on it in the beta here. If I put a lot of time in a Dom Trooper, I'm sure I'd be not forgetting any of this sort of thing, because you can't to play at the high level that I do in other characters. So the nice thing about Dom Trooper also is that Dom Trooper can poke from range. I did it a lot of times in earlier portions of the video. As long as you're not fighting straight into like a GM sniper too. You can poke damage at range. It's really useful. Screaming Nimbus is a very powerful ultimate, so you just want to be trying to put in damage from afar consistently against the enemies. The enemy does end up disconnecting right here, so this is the end of the gameplay. Make sure to check out my 6 mobile suit guides that I have right here. They're a lot more well thought out than my other videos. They're very organized and very quick, good information. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. If you liked it, hit me a sub, please.